Welcome to the fastest few minutes in sports. This is the week 1 wrap-up. We had terrific weather, terrific people, and terrific competition. We're coming to you from Connor's Pub. It's really fitting that we come to you from Connor's Pub because this is the 10-year anniversary of Connor's being involved with the greatest hurling club in the United States. Let's get straight to our games. First game off the docket was 9 Irish versus 2 Gingers. As I said before, Kyle Griffith and Jimmy the Pepper combined for 9 points to power the Gingers over the 9 Irish. That score 213 to 1-2. Tristan Chaplin was the only bright spot for the Irish, who were down Keith Healy. Let's move on to the second game, Pogues versus Renners. Pogues dumped 7 goals on the wrecking machine. Longtime defenders Woody, White, and Copperpot came up and scored 3 goals between them both to send the Wreckers to the heap. Score 7-9 to 4-10. Chris Ludlow carried the entire load for the Renners squad, scoring 11 points. Moving on to the midsection of the games, we see Connors versus Health Source. This was a close battle for the first 20 minutes. I refereed that game. Church must have been shaking in his cleats about how close that game was. But at the 21st minute, Connors found their stride and kicked it in. The big four of Church, Reardon, Hazel, Harity, they were the only scorers for that team, but they pushed Renners to a 6-12 to 4-5 win over the Health Source. Jeremy Fagan scored 4 points, but left a ton of scores on the board because his first touch was not quite up to snuff yet. In this particular game, we see Luke Beebe and Taylor Howenstein, new kids right off the boat, ready to play. Those guys came out, they were absolutely stupendous. Definitely the new guys to watch, speed and skill already. Moving on to the second part of that mid-part, we've got Triton versus the Smoking Iron. The perennial black-shirted Triton team put the heat right all over the Smoking Iron, 6-16 to 1-3. Multi-MVP winner Rudy Neerling starched the Iron for 17 points with some help from Jeremy Pugh, who dropped on 5 for himself. Matt Lewis was the main threat for the Iron, scoring 5, but not nearly enough to keep the Iron on top. Now we bring ourselves to the wrap-up of the day. The last bit of the day for the games, we see Upland versus Pogues. Upland is already halfway to last year's win total by winning this game 6-10 to 2-11. It was a complete domination of the Pogues, who were perhaps winded from their earlier match. Not surprisingly, Handy James Cody accounted for 15 points, scoring 3 goals. But Peter Dom brought his absolute A game to this. He was not only a potent scorer, but a steadfast defender for the Upland team. Marcus Lasky showed his Milwaukee chops, transferring here, putting up 4 points for the defending champs. But again, the defending champs fall to the Upland squad. And for the finale of the day, we saw 9 Irish versus Renners. In this particular game, it matched up the 2 prettiest boys in the Indianapolis Hurling League, Nick Wilson and Nick Morgan, and their beautiful flowing locks of hair. It was Nick Morgan's 9 Irish that went to Supercuts to cut off his hair by Nick Wilson, 6-6 to a 1-6, a complete loss for the 9 Irish. Nick Wilson did all of the damage for the Wreckers, scoring 6 goals on this disheartened 9 Irish team. Susan Borain is the only shining star for the 9 Irish, herself scoring a goal. They look to come back next week after losing 2 games on opening day. Like I said, it was a great week, a great set of games, and great competition. We'll see you next week on the pitch.